Okay, chapter 7 of the Untethered Soul. It's called Transcending the Tendency to Close. So in the previous chapters, he talks about the importance of keeping the energy, keeping open, keeping the heart space open, so that when life happens, which it inevitably will, it just kind of flows through us and passes through us. It doesn't get stuck. It doesn't get lodged. It doesn't create this great disruption. It just we allow it to come in and flow through. So how do you do that? It's great to be told, let it go, but how do we do that? And in this chapter, this is why it's my favorite chapter, he actually gives really great steps as to how to do this. So I teach meditation, I teach yoga, and I love practical application so that I can myself practice it. I need it for my own life, and then I love to be able to teach it. So I've gone through it and I've actually placed numbers in the, numbers of the steps in which I think he's talking about. It's my own little way of kind of breaking it down into really easy bite-sized pieces. So how do we let things go? When something triggers us, how do we let it just flow through instead of grab a hold of it and make us miserable for the rest of the day or the rest of the year or the rest of our lives? All right, well, step 1, you start by watching life and noticing the constant flow of people and situations that hit your stuff every day. So just simply a consciousness. You watch how, so instead of just saying, this is a terrible day, everybody's aggravating me, you take note, oh, my stuff is getting hit. How often does that happen? How often does that happen to you? You just start by watching life and noticing what triggers you, what changes, what stimulates a change in your energy, what irritates you. Okay, so just start by watching life, okay? Then he says, somebody says something and you start to feel the energy get a little strange inside. You will actually start to feel a tightening. That is your cue. It's time to grow. It's not time to defend yourself because you don't want the part of you that you would be defending. If you don't want it, then let it go. I love that part. I'm trying to really right-size my ego in this lifetime. I'm trying to kind of let go of my ego. But when I get defensive and when I start to argue for my side, I'm grasping onto my ego. So it's a real push-pull. I like how he points that out. So step number 2, in my opinion, these are all, I'm assigning step numbers to this. He doesn't do it in the book. So this is just my take. But so step 2, somebody says something that makes you feel strange, irritated, upset, and you start to notice the physical sensation that it causes. So he says you start to feel a tightening. So you notice that, and then take that as your cue. Instead of shutting down, it's your time to grow. Number 3, you will eventually get conscious enough so that the minute you see the energy start to get strange, you stop. You stop getting involved in the energy. If it normally causes you to start talking, you stop talking. You just stop mid-sentence because you know where it will go if you continue. The moment you see the energy getting imbalanced inside, the moment you see the heart starting to tense and get defensive, just stop. So pause. That's the 3rd step, in my opinion, is pausing. 4, it's called letting go. So now we let go. Okay, how do you do this? So he says you really do have the ability to disengage and fall back behind the irritation, fall back behind your feelings, which create the thoughts. Okay, and then he gives such a great step, couple pages forward, page 65. The moment you feel a change, relax your shoulders and relax the area around your heart. That's how to do it. So I've broken this chapter up into 5 simple steps. Number 1 is just start to notice how the constant flow, start to notice the flow of life and how it affects you. Number 2, start to notice how when something approaches you that you don't like, your energy changes. Maybe you feel a tightening. Step number 3, the minute that energy starts to change, pause. Don't do your normal deal, pause. Step number 4, let go. And then step number 5 would be, to relax the heart space, relax the hands. He says he has a really great video series too, where he just talks about bring your attention to your hands. It's as simple as that. So those are the 5 steps that I've gotten out of chapter 7, Transcending the Tendency to Close. I hope that helps.